Welcome back. I am a little hoarse in the voice because of exhaustion, and in the car on the way back from somewhere today, I attempted to impersonate Dimesh, whatever the flip his name is, and I hurt myself. If you don't know who that is, I'm going to cut in a little blip of that, and you can see why I've strained my larynx. I'm so pissed that I did that to myself. More about today, though. Today we went back to the school, and we were participating with the kids in the chapel. Happens every Friday for about an hour. Pretty quickly, the whole school just kind of filed in, one class at a time, sat in the pews, and things got started pretty quickly. So we sang a bunch of different songs. The kids did different scripture readings. It seemed like each class sang something or read something up front. We did the Hokey Pokey, but I don't know that I've ever heard the Jesus-y version.
The Bible version.
And so we were just cracking up when we heard it. So it's you put your hand in, you put your hand out, you put your hand in, and you shake it all about. You give your heart to Jesus, and you
turn your life around.
Turn your life around. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Oh.
Giving your heart to Jesus.
That just wasn't... I started singing Hokey Pokey nonsense. Left hand, you put your left hand in and shake your heart out. You give your heart to Jesus and you turn yourself around. That's all about. So let's just praise the Lord. Right foot, left foot, head in, head out. Many sons had Father Abraham, and so are you. Hold him. Left hand, right foot, heaven, sit down. So lots of different things like that. Father Abraham, all the different sing-along-y type things. So everybody did their thing, and that probably took 35 or 40 minutes. We got introduced to special guests. Dad went up first and introduced us.
Mr. Johnny.
And Mr. Andrew. And did a little acting again with his backpack.
Are you guys ready for school today? Okay, so I got my backpack, and I have my backpack, and other things I have to do today. And you notice how you're going to tell me? See that? You guys get tall, when you guys grow up, you're going to be taller than your mom and dad.
And I went up there, and Johnny came with me too, because he was helping me with some of my visuals. I talked to the kids for 10 or 12 minutes on faithfulness. Faithfulness is like being good to a friend. It means sticking by someone's side. But in our world today, faithfulness is getting less and less common. It's getting harder to come by. Out of all the words to describe the ruler of creation, the head of the universe, the lover of your soul, the one who died for you, his nickname is Faithful and True. God doesn't struggle with faithfulness. Does God love you? Yes! Will you trust him? Did my thing, then Johnny closed us. I'm going to let Johnny close us out here.
I kind of just closed us out. I thanked them for letting us come and hang out. And then I prayed for everyone.
These kids, I pray that you can bless each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spoke to them the prayer of St. Francis.
Where there is despair, may you bring hope. Where there is darkness, may you bring light. Where there is sadness, may you bring joy.
Then Mr. Valentin came up and gave some announcements. And then Chris, him, and two of the students came up to the front, and they gave us a gift and thanked us for coming for a couple of days, which was very nice.
and we're grateful for it. So, Mr. Arias, we can come and give one of the
small token so we can honor the memory today. Make sure we come back next year with more activities,
So I want to invite both of them up front and let's sing happy birthday for them as a whole school.
And they sang Chris and I happy birthday.
And they sang
Yep.
Chris and Dad happy birthday again. So that was fun. Plus you got the whole school that time. So
That's right. Their version of happy birthday.
yeah. There's a lot of Jesus-y stuff at the end.
May Jesus bless you. May Jesus bless you. No, wait. May Jesus bless you always.
And then I love that they do this thing where they clap to the child's age. So if it's, Roman turning 8, they'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 8's really easy, but today it was Chris turning 28 and Dad turning 57. So Mr. Valentine was like, let's go by 5s.
We'll come by 5s and 10s and be 50. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how to share it around.
Then the kids filed out of the service, and as they walked out, we had little wristbands for them that went with the message we gave. So then from there, we were kind of like running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to get. We worked with the cafeteria director lady, arranged for each child to receive a. I don't want to say it wrong.
Cocoa banana.
Cocoa banana or choco banana?
Choco
banana.
Which was half a banana frozen with
dipped in chocolate.
We went around to each classroom essentially handing out each one of them a frozen treat, and then they got a Capri Sun to go with it. And then once we were done with that, it was us surprising the kids with the drone that I had brought.
What are we doing here, Andrew?
We're droning, and apparently we're luring children out of the classroom. Those were the instructions we were given. Here we go. They were over the moon for that drone.
How did you describe it?
I mean, I know drones are like kind of new-ish, but in the U.S. it's like not.
Like, oh, it's a drone.
It's a drone. Like, okay, I'll look at it for a second, but it's not like the end-all be-all. I think for them it's more like we know they exist, but I'm not sure anybody's ever seen one, or at least very few of them have seen one. So it was a big deal. So they all came out to the courtyard, and I just start flying this thing, and they were flocking me. There's kids on my back. There's kids incessantly dragging my hands down as I'm trying to control it, trying to look at the phone because they so desperately want to see the image that I'm looking at. Now, mind you, if you remember the vlog from like 5 days ago, I completely wrecked that thing in a tree. So it's already hard enough to control it. Not because it flies perfect. The propellers work, the stabilization works, all the controls work, but the gimbal for the camera is slightly screwed up.
It's cockeyed.
Yeah, it's cockeyed. So every once in a while it'll bank to the camera will like slant to the left. So the whole image is like this. And then it'll slowly self-correct, but only if I barely manipulate the copter in any way, shape, or form during that time when it's corrected. So couple that with the kids like trying to grab everything I'm holding, and like the screen at that point is useless because I can't see through kids' heads. So I'm just looking at it, trying to control it. And it was going really well. And then I got tired, and I just wanted everything to stop for a second, and the copter was telling me that it was getting windy or whatever. So I decided, well, I'm just going to land it on a roof, because then the kids can't touch it and everybody gets a break. And I don't have to worry about them flocking it or stepping on it or grabbing it or whatever. Well, that was really stupid. I landed it on an A-frame. It wasn't that much of a grade on the roof. But there were two issues. One is the roof, it's like one of those zinc top or whatever you call it. So it has a little pattern to it. So the copter landed just right so that when it landed, the propellers made contact with the higher points of the roof. So the propellers weren't happy because it was making contact with the roof slightly. And then secondly, it was not going to take off at the angle that the roof was at. It said, angle too steep, whatever, copter will not fly. So I tried it over and over and over, and it wouldn't do it. And of course, all these kids are like, make it fly, take it off, what's wrong? And then Grandpa's coming out to me like official drone expert of North America. And he's like, you should go up to the balcony over here because then it'll work. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, the copter itself is not happy. It has nothing to do with where I'm standing. So I told Mr. Valentine, I'm like, dude, I got it stuck and I have to go get it. And so he's like, okay, well, I have a ladder. Mr. Valentine is the most chill guy on the whole planet. Like,
I feel like any one of these situations, he could have been like upset.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, I'll just go get the ladder. You'll be fine. So, long story short, he takes the ladder up there and then he gives me this pole. I don't even know what the pole's for. It's way too inappropriately sized for a broom. So I don't know what the heck the pole's purpose was. With Grandpa and the principal holding the ladder, I was pretty confident in the ladder. I stood on the step that every American ladder says this is not a step. So I stood on that, and then I was able to shove the plane down.
We're currently trying to get the drone down because Andrew landed it on the roof.
The kids got to see it fly again. I feel like that made it more exciting because it wasn't just flying the whole time. They saw some drama. They saw that I'm not a perfect pilot.
Some drone.
And then to make matters worse, right as it was dying, I totally clipped a little tree that they have on campus in the courtyard, and that
the poor thing just
it didn't
smack the ground.
It just made it so it just upside down, pulled it down to the ground, and we think it did more than just dislocate one of the wings, but we were able to fix it right then and right there. But I think there's something internal that busted I gotta fix now, but it's okay.
It needs some service.
She needs some help.
She's about as operational as every Dodge truck out there. That's where you say it'll run.
Yeah.
It runs.
That's about
it. It runs. It runs. It's not making any Hollywood films, but it's running. So then shortly after I crashed it, just to prove that I didn't stop because I crashed it, I flew it again. Because I knew the kids would be like, oh, you broke it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I didn't break it. So I flew it again for maybe, I don't know, a minute and a half. And then it's incessantly beeping. I'm dying. Please stop. So I landed it, and that was the end of that. We kind of just cleaned up at that point. Talked to principal for 20 minutes. Dad hooked him up with a couple more laptops. And then we kind of said our goodbyes, thanked him again, took off from school.
We go to the hardware store because we were invited over for some food. She gets like 5 mugs out for each of us. She goes over to this pot and she starts scooping out. It looks like gravy, I guess.
Looked wrong.
It looks like gravy, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
It looks like
it's gonna be creamy, or it's gonna be it's gonna like taste sweet or something. And
looked like somebody mixed up pancake batter.
Andrew looks over at me. He's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, no. It's gonna be good. I can tell. And so she serves it up into the mugs, and then she goes over and she gets the cinnamon. And Andrew felt a little bit better after she started putting cinnamon on each one. And they call it Maha Blanco It's like a rice porridge.
Which still hits my ears wrong.
It tasted. It was a little sweet.
It was
pretty
like
thick.
it was
kinda
like
tasted like horchata.
a less sweet horchata. Yes.
A less sweet, thicker horchata. And with it, we had these little pastries called
Coconut crust.
Coconut crust.
Those were bomb.
They looked like little mini calzones.
They look like burnt pot stickers. Yeah.
And it had some really good sweet coconut filling in them,
Mm-hmm.
and they were good. And I liked the meal so much that she wrote out the recipe for Maja Blanco.
Then I called Johnny Juanita, and she was digging on that.
And he was making
Several times. She's like, "Oh, it's for Juanita."
Just like Juanita.
So glad that stuck. Oh boy.
We have friends.
So I got the recipe, but yeah, that was really nice.
Left the hardware store.
And then we drove back
Drove
home.
back home.
But before we did that,
Wait a minute.
we got gas.
We got gas. Oh
Again.
dear God. We got you. Go ahead. Run with that one.
Same place, same situation as before. Show up, drive back behind someone's house, go back there, and we park. And we go to buy some gas, and it's just the whole process. And they're okay, X amount of dollars. Okay, put X amount of gallons in, and the dude who's filling it up. First off, and I think maybe we mentioned this in an earlier vlog. The rickety old can that he uses to fill up the cars, it has a leak. So you're looking and
Profusely dripping.
He's like pouring it out and it's just like dripping. This time the man was smoking.
Yeah. The kicker is he's smoking a freaking cigarette.
And
I'm
my
like,
thought
we're gonna
process
die.
is, if you can smell the gas fumes while you're in the closed car,
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you should be smoking while filling it up.
I was just waiting to meet my bitter, fiery end right there.
So we got a clip.
So yeah, then
Of
Johnny's
this
like, "Oh, I'll
nonsense.
just film it for the vlog." Takes the pill camera right up next to the window, not subtle at all. And I don't know if he just thought the windows were more tinted than they were, but the guy totally makes eye contact with the camera. Oh, he 100% does. You judge. You judge. I'll put it on the screen.
We'll let you guys.
We're at the bootleg gas, and the dude is smoking while filling it up from the dripping can.
Should be.
We're gonna die.
Dude, are you ready to jump out of this thing if it catches fire? Oh shoot, he's looking at it.
And then I was just uncomfortable because I'm thinking, oh no, not only is he smoking while filling the car with gas, but now Johnny's made him angry.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
Now we go and do it.
Johnny's an idiot.
Much more.
He's gonna get us killed. This guy's gonna put the cigarette out on the gasoline tank just to piss us off. Okay, I have to put this away now before we get beat to death.
So
We're gonna die.
we survived. So then we came home. They ate the food. We were just sitting and chilling, eating up here. Grandma and Grandpa were doing their thing down there. We're getting up early for Lemon Eye tomorrow, so we parted ways pretty early in the evening. That was like 7:30.
Yep.
And then now we're just up here. We've been booking our accommodations on Key Cocker, and that was dramatic and annoying, but Dad pulled it off thanks to his patience and Expedia. And now we're just doing our vlog, downloading a ton of video content from today. Anything else from today?
No, I think we're good.
Cool.
Yeah,
Videos will.
we're good.
Videos will
Show
say it
everything.
all. So yeah, good night, and please, for the love of God, don't smoke while you're pumping gasoline.
Maybe can.
Goodbye. If I had to guess, I have to go back and look at the tape. Oh, what is that?
Cockroach.
That's disgusting. Go get it.
Believe it or not, I was watching that sucker for 5 minutes.
Blooper reel. Holy crap.
Johnny went after the freaking cockroach.
And yeah, wow.
La cucaracha.
I can't believe you weren't going to stop the tape for that.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Whew, well, now you know. If there's a critter that's going to eat our face in the middle of the night, you stop the recording.
All right.
Okay, so, wow. Who the heck are you? Like, what are you talking about?
It's really comfortable back here. Despite what you may think.
And it's not Rosa. Is it Rosa? No. You talked to her for like 20 minutes. What's her name? You coy bastard. No cat calling. No cat calling. Don't cat call, Johnny.
Well, what's the fun in that?
What's the fun in what?
Not being able to cat call.
I know, especially when you were cat called the other day.
I was cat called by a couple big old